Most people think their smart TV is already smart enough. You buy a brand new TV, plug it in, open Netflix, log into Disney Plus, and that's it. Done. Finish. You feel like your home theater is complete, but here's the uncomfortable truth. Your smart TV is the weakest, slowest, and most frustrating part of your entire entertainment setup. It doesn't matter whether you spend $400 or $4,000 on that TV. Give it a couple of years and the story is always the same. The interface gets slower. Apps start to lag. Random bugs appear. The home screen fills up with ads and recommended garbage you never asked for. And nobody talks about this until it's already too late and you're brand new. Smart TV feels old. This is exactly where Apple TV quietly destroys almost every smart TV on the market. Not with flashy marketing, not with gimmicks, but with something far more important. The experience. In this video, I want to walk you through why Apple TV is still the best streaming device you can buy, why it makes your existing TV feel brand new again, and why the next generation Apple TV 4K, rumored for early 2026, could be one of the smartest tech upgrades you make this decade. Let's start with the part everyone underestimates: the software. Most people focus on the panel. How bright is the TV? Is it old or QLED? Does it support Dolby Vision? All of that matters. But if the software is bad, the whole experience is bad. I've used smart TVs from almost every major brand: Samsung Tizen, LG WebOS, Sony with Google TV, Android TV from budget brands, Roku TVs, pretty much everything. They all look impressive on day one. The DMOS looks smooth. The menus feel fast. Fast forward 2 or 3 years and the truth shows up. Menus take forever to load. Apps randomly crash. The remote becomes less responsive. Updates either stop coming or make things worse. Now compare that to Apple TV. tvOS is simply on another level. Everything feels instant. Apps open quickly. Scrolling is buttery, smooth. Animations are fluid. Nothing stutters. Nothing freezes. And that is not an accident. Apple controls both the hardware and the software. Developers don't have to optimize their apps for hundreds of random processors and cheap TV chips. They optimize for one box: Apple TV. That consistency changes everything. Think about Netflix. For example, on a 3-year-old budget smart TV, Netflix feels painfully slow. You press a button, you wait. The UI loads in chunks, previews lag. On a brand new premium TV, it's better, but still inconsistent. Some apps feel okay, others feel unpolished, and updates often break things. On Apple TV, Netflix feels the same every single time. Fast, clean, predictable, reliable. And it's not just Netflix. YouTube, Disney Plus, Prime Video, Max, Apple TV Plus, sports. Apps. Almost every major streaming app is simply better on Apple TV. The UI loads faster, the streams start quicker, and everything feels more polished. Your TV becomes just a display. Apple TV becomes the brain, and that is exactly how it should be. Let's talk about setup, because this is something you'll appreciate from the moment you unbox it. With most smart TVs, initial setup is painful. You're typing long email addresses with a 5-button remote. You're entering passwords, character by character. You're scanning QR codes. You're creating accounts for the TV brand itself just to get started. Apple TV does it differently. You plug it in. You bring your iPhone close to the Apple TV. And in a few seconds, your Apple ID, Wi-Fi details, apps, and core settings sync automatically. No typing long passwords with a clumsy remote. No juggling between screens. No signing up for yet another TV account you don't want. It just works. A remote itself is simple. Aluminum, comfortable, with actual clicky buttons and a responsive touch surface for scrolling. It charges via USB-C instead of eating batteries every few months. And if you lose it, your iPhone can help you find it. These sound like small details, but they add up to a living room experience that feels premium every single time you sit down to watch something. Now let's talk about something smart tvOS consistently get wrong. Sound. Most smart TVs ship with terrible speakers. They're thin, weak, and hollow because the TV is too slim to fit real audio hardware. So you end up buying a soundbar, then a subwoofer, then satellite speakers, then dealing with another remote and another messy menu system. Apple TV offers something no regular smart TV can do properly. It lets you use HomePods as your main TV. Speakers. Not as random Bluetooth speakers with lag. Not as awkward AirPlay outputs you have to reconnect every time. Is true. Dedicated. Always on TV speakers. Set up a pair of HomePods or HomePod minis with Apple TV and your entire audio experience changes instantly. Dialogue becomes clearer and easier to understand. Music sounds richer with better separation and depth. Dolby Atmos content actually feels immersive, not fake or virtualized. And if you use Apple Fitness Plus, Apple Music, or Apple TV Plus content, the integration feels seamless. Your audio follows your content perfectly. Across apps and services. With EARC support, Apple TV and HomePods don't just handle sound from Apple TV apps. They can become the main audio system for everything plugged into your TV, game consoles, Blu-ray players, streaming sticks. Cable boxes. Your TV becomes a dumb display and audio pass route. Apple TV plus HomePods become the heart of your entire living room sound system. This is the kind of ecosystem advantage no built-in smart TV interface can match. Now we have to talk about something that affects every modern TV owner, whether they realize it or not. Privacy and ads. Today's smart TVs are not really TVs. They're ad platforms that happen to show movies. They track what you watch. They build a profile on your habits. They sell that data to advertisers. They fill your home screen with sponsored content, auto-playing previews, and banners you never asked for. Some TVs even show ads before you open your apps. You're literally seeing commercials just to get to your own content. Apple TV is different. There are no forced video ads on the home screen. No giant banners you can't remove. No autoplay trailers screaming at you. You see the apps you installed. That's it. Yes, Apple still collects some data. Every modern device does, but it's much more controlled. You decide what to share. Much of it is anonymized. Apple doesn't build an advertising profile on you the way many TV manufacturers do. And Apple's business model is not built on selling your viewing data to third-party advertisers. For a lot of people, that alone is reason enough to switch. Less tracking, fewer distractions, more focus on what you actually want to watch. But there's an even bigger advantage almost nobody talks about. Longevity. A smart TV ages badly. The panel may still be great, but the processor inside is cheap. Over time, that processor slows down. Updates stop arriving, and streaming apps either run poorly or stop supporting your model altogether. So your only options become live with a terrible experience or buy a brand new TV for no real reason other than the software getting old. Apple TV flips that completely. A single Apple TV box can outlive multiple TVs. Look at previous Apple TV 4K models. Years after release, they still feel fast, still get software updates, and still run the latest versions of apps. So instead of replacing an entire TV just because the interface is trash, you upgrade or simply keep one small box. When your TV starts to feel old, Apple TV makes it feel new again. New apps, new features, new streaming standards without throwing away perfectly good hardware.